You gonna get comfy, bud? Okay, settle down. Hi, my name's Margie. I'm a Heoka. I'm an empath. And I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I giggle when I feel so much extra stuff, and I just think about people's astrology and how they're just kind of going, what the carnation? What the incarnation is going on? Confounded. Confounded. What's happening in the world, man? I tell stories. I go out and I come back and I'm like, hey mom, check this out. And I tell her stories of accounts of things that I witness, that I see. She's like, the world just isn't the same anymore. I'm like, mom, it always evolves and changes, but the people on it, man, their psychology is breaking down. Their ego, they're stepping into their ego. Just out of fear. It's just a reflex because they don't know no different. And, well, I'm here to explain a little bit different. First of all, isn't it funny? Food for thought. That we're on a rock spinning through Earth, but everything that's not on this rock, outside of us, that we don't know of or understand, whether it's in this dimension or higher dimensions, it's all alien to us. It's all alien. But nothing on this planet is in space. Just everything out there is alien. Dude, everything is alien. We're alien. The human race, species, it's all alien. Every species, every organism, it's all two cells of polarity, negative poverty that met in a freaking great force that thrust them together in a cosmic way to make a connection, to create something. That's how all things have ever... That's what an idea is. Synopsis, negative, positive. Shoot your brain. Getting comfy, butts? Let me get out of your way, man. You got it, Benno? Alright, boy. Go ahead, buddy. Alright, buddy, Bugs. Good dog. He's just a good old dog. Yeah. Alright, so. People are waking up. They're waking up to their spiritual side, their spirit stuff. You know, because more people are trying meditation, you know. What else you gotta do? You just gotta play around with stuff. You gotta stay busy. And I know a lot of people, I mean, my staying in his phase has been 3 years now. 3 years I've been in, 4 years I've been in Oregon. But the first year I was here, I was more active for there's 4, I couldn't get a job before I figured out that nobody was going to hire me. Nobody from, because I'm just an outsider, you know, and that they don't like outsiders in a lot of places, and I think you're figuring that out. And I was just like, I always thought I was everyone else, you know. Mom was adopted, so I just always put white Caucasian, you know, but my skin, I always tanned really good, you know. I didn't think people treated me different. I'm just always the last to know. I'm slow. I'm Heoka. You know, and then I started picking up on things like, you know, it's weird that people just like close the door in my face. Like, well, like, you know, you go into a building of some sort, and then like I'm running to because I'll run to the door to show urgency, and people have literally like looked at me and then just like closed the door in my face. Of all people of all colors, women, men, black, white, yellow, orange, it don't matter. You know, people, discrimination ain't a color thing. I'm just hurting inside because I'm freaking broken because people treated me, didn't love me the way that I feel like they should have. You know, and it's okay to make those declarations, man. You know, I didn't necessarily get you know, I'm not real all kind and loving and touchy feeling and, oh, you know, it's okay. You know, I'm more like, man, that effing sucks, and I know how bad that hurts, you know. But I also know with pain that every day that you stay busy and you stay active and you try to stay positive, that the pain never goes away, although it does subside and becomes more bearable, you know. people have stuffed their emotions for so long, and some people, there's a lot of people, hey, there's alien DNA that just they don't have the spirit vibe, they don't got the vibe for this incarnation, it's not their life lesson, so they got the narcissistic vibe, they got to learn the lessons from that side of the spectrum, so they don't got emotions and they don't process feelings the way that we do, so they look at people as numbers and stats, and they don't look at them as having, as personal. So that's why they always say nothing's personal. The fact of the reality is every freaking thing is personal. So when you go to when someone goes to a window of a government office and they're like, there to serve and help to the person, and then the government office, says, well, you got to jump through this hoop and this hoop and this hoop and this hoop to deem yourself worthy to get any kind of assistance. No, that's games. That's some sadistic, twisted BS. That's some, that's like doctors going, well, let's drill a hole in their head and look inside and see if they can still talk. See if that's any, that's vacancy of spirit, because you don't hurt people. You don't harm people. You don't do it in a physical way. You don't do it in an emotional way. You don't do it in a mental way. And so the people that cause stress and duress, whether they work for the media or the government, but people that instill fear in other people, people that say things like, do what I say because of who I am, and don't you know who I am, and all that just nonsense, and that are less of the heart space, that we're all the same, we're just shades of the same color spectrum, there's enough for everybody. The reason why that there is such a big crack that so many people have fallen into after all these natural, and we're about to come into natural disaster season, people are quickly finding out that the powers aren't there to help them. They're in there to impede progress. And if you Google the definition of things that impede the progress of other, find out what the word is. Who's doing it? It's when people call you names and people say things to you. I've been collecting these data points for years and years and years. They all wear the same shoes, and they all wear the same puffy coats, and they all have the same mentality, and they all wear the same perfume, and use the same fabric softeners, and they all people are just all the same in their psychology. It's their spirits. It's their spirits that are generally, finely, beautifully, created to craft something. Like my currency, the new earth, the currency is like gifts that I offer. I take pictures. I capture moments with families and occasions, events, so people don't have to freaking do it, and I got a good eye. I gotta go use my third eye, I got snap knacks, yeah, and so you have me go along with you, whatever it is, I pay my own way. If it's like, if it's going to the Shasta, the caverns or whatever, a day trip, I'll pay my way, because I'm going along for the experience too, and then I'll pay for my own tickets, and then I'll just take pictures, and I'll get my little camera cards and put 300 pictures on a camera card in a 2-3 hour window, because I take a lot of pictures. Okay, the thing of it is I don't edit my pictures. You can pay someone else to edit if you want. It don't hurt my feeling none. People have different tastes for different shades and stuff. I won't edit my pictures. You do, but hopefully what you'll find is you won't need a lot more editing than lightening and darkening, because I got away. So anyway, and then I give you the camera card. And then you pay me what you think you're worth. Now people, now I understand the risk, Marge. You could get stiffed. You could have the person that, well, we're supposed to self-govern. Spirits self-govern. They know the difference between right and wrong. So what that tells me, if somebody stiffs me or undercuts the bar, or like, here's $20. Thanks for your time, kid. Does that kind of crap to me, that's cool too. That just lets me know who you are and what you think of me and how you think of yourself. So we won't work again in the future. And because I'm going to be like referral, like word of mouth type thing, So if you don't come proper, that's cool. We just ain't gonna. Our time together on this incarnation is done. We won't work together, and I won't work with anyone that you recommend. And I'll be sure to know that, you know, anyone that comes forward and says, I know this person, I'll just be sure to say, yeah, I do too. You know, the gig is up. People are going by energy. You can't freaking trick people anymore. People aren't allowing it because, I mean, you can try to trick people, but more and more people are stepping into their power, and they're finding their voices, and they're saying, nah, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not putting up with your crap no more. And it's a beautiful thing. I saw an article the other day, you know, because it's just all this stuff is happening that is more in that is verifying what all of the astrology says is saying. And you know, things are about to get wonky wild, and people are losing their psychology, and they're not handling well what the reality of who they actually are. That's the thing, is they're like, you know, they're like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of people are getting a lot of data points, a lot of information right now, and they're just like a couple years ago when I found out I was Native American, then I also found out that I was a bastard. That my parents were divorced. And it was always so important to me that I came from a place of love, you know, like my parents loved each other, you know. Oh yeah, sure we did, kid. No, that was, and they always lie, but that's the thing, is because I could always read a lie, and then people would be like, "Why are you so mad?" I'm like, "Because you're saying one thing, but I feel your energy, and your energy is a jerk." You know, that's what we do. We know when people don't like us, so when people act like we do, I mean, I would rather just people have straight up, you know. And I've been kicked in the face and knocked down a flight of stairs. I've had those experiences in life. Okay? You know, racism, sexism, freaking whatever, yeah. I had it all, man. I was freaking straight up raped when I was 10 months old. I mean, you know, so all you fellas, you having a hard time coming in, you know, in alignment with your feminine energy, and you're feeling your hurts, and you're soothing your woes. Yeah, welcome to the show, brah. Welcome to the show of what it's like. Welcome to the wake of the divine feminine energy within you, and now you get to get a little taste of what it feels like for us, you know, with the cramps and the freaking people. Oh, I started my period when I was like freaking 8 years old. I'm 46, and my whole life I just wanted a freaking hysterectomy. You know, I'm like, why don't they give me one? They, you know, they're so against abortion and everything. Why don't they just let me just, you know, not have it? Well, because there's so much money to be paid with all of, you know, with all the risks that are involved with uteruses, the uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, all that stuff, you know. And I never needed it. I never identified it. I like when people recommend music to me. People that watch my tubes, they'll, you know, because I'm not from the heart space that it's like, this is my channel, and hey, you got a channel, promote yourself here if you're of the same heart space as me. But if you're the heart space of Cubs can't be, or yeah, Cubs can't be kings, and freaking like the sky priestess and stuff, we ain't that in alignment. They're more greedy. They're more about it, about the money and stuff like that. And that's not me. But somebody recommended a video that, or a musician this morning that is a cool chick, and that was Tosh Sultana. So went down that little ant hole, listened to Tosh. That was pretty cool. She was born in 1995. So I think about where I was in 1995. That was a hard time. It was right before my grandpa died. I was drinking a lot. I was in my ego. Because more, and that's the thing, is I can tell the more I'm in my ego is when I'm denying the feminine energy in me. When I'm not embracing the kind and loving stuff, when I'm fighting that stuff, that's when I get angry and mad. So that tells me when I meet other people and they're all so angry and mad, they're fighting that vibration of love. Either they can't find it and they get it and they don't know what to do with it, But anyway, it's dissonance. It's cognitive dissonance. All this stuff that creates cognitive dissonance, and that's what we're stepping into, because we're not, I don't know about anyone else, but it's hot in other places. Like Omaha's getting hot, and it always gets so freaking humid and gross and stuff there too. It just feels, I don't miss that. So we're fortunate here. It's been cool, like weirdly cool, like mid-50s cool, 60 cool in Oregon. I ain't complaining about nothing. The thing of it is because it's so unordinarily cool that when it does get warm, like how it's supposed to, it's going to feel that much more hotter. So people are just really going to get hit more, like, you know. And everybody's more sensitive. It does something to you when you don't go out and go to a 9 to 5 job every day, and you don't have your program that you do, your structure and your you know, because people have their stuff, and the more, you know, people have kids and stuff like that and places to go, well, all that stuff has been stopped. So you strip all of that outward stuff away, and then you go back into society. Everyone is more sensitive. I did not bode well when I was learning this lesson when I moved here. I did not. When I desensitized, I did not like it very much. Feelings are not a very comfortable place for me. I started drinking after being sober for like 13 years because I did not calibrate. I did not acclimate. I do use alcohol as a tool of deviation because it puts me in a vibrational frequency and a mindset and a dimension of where the scoundrels go. I don't like staying there. So I don't like doing it. Plus, this life ain't just about me. I gotta look out for Mom, too. And I'm hungover and stuff like that, you know. That's the thing people are coming to realize is I'm really excited about. I know a lot of tension has been taken off can of flour and stuff. It was released, but then the dictators became dictatory, you know, and the control freaks just put more restraints and make it harder for people, and people just don't want to bother with all that stuff. And then they're called criminals because they want to do the right thing and they do it, the right practices and everything, but you just don't go into their office and get permission by them and pay them, and it's just all so that they can earn 6 figures. It's stupid. So all that stuff, I see the earth of, you know, people freeing up all that bureaucracy and just being able to live of their own currency with their own ideas without all the nonsense, you know. And taxes are for rich people. They're not for freaking people like me. Why do they even bother making people like me even pay taxes when you freaking people, the gazillionaires, don't have to pay none at all? Isn't that backwards? I mean, I know on Heyoka, but it seems like you make the rich people pay taxes, and then people like me can just go around and create and freaking add light and joy to the world, because all you rich people, you don't have souls and spirits in this incarnation, so you don't care about the planet like the rest of us. You're not having the same experience that we're having, because all you care about is third earning profits and freaking conferences and how important you are and how many cars you drive and how many properties you have and how many freaking chicks you do, and you know, it don't matter what age, if they're under 18 or over 18, because you all just, you know, swinging wieners. And it's that same mentality in women too. People don't want that world. People are trying to make a better world, see? So the control freaks are really freaking out right now. They're really having a hard time right now. They're just, no, this is not my reality. And the more that they do that, the more cognitive dissonance they're going to create, and the more stupid rules we're going to see. So yeah, the shut-in thing, we're going to see lots of that this next year. 6 months, too. You know, oh, flares. Oh, flares. I'm still cool. I still got an immunity system. I still don't know anybody that's personally had it. And not my scam. Not my crap. Not my frickin' circus. Not my... You know what's funny about all this history? You know, they're taking down all these... I'm surprised they haven't gone into the museums, because all museums are is freaking crap that we've taken from other people. Is that one powerful person took from another group. That's all a museum is you take other people's stuff. That's what a museum is Smithsonian. That's like cooperation with governments and churches all over, of taking other people's important items and then you put it on display like noonie, look what I got. It's freaking arrogant and it's stupid and I'm really tired of people not looking at it like that. I mean, I like to know the history, but I see it as this person took over this, and it's just like, what if this person came and then you cooperated with the people that were there? What would that look like? What would this whole nation look like if the freaking colonists came over and cooperated with my ancestors? There wouldn't be borders. There wouldn't be states. Crap like that's stupid. People are animals. Animals are migratory. People have migrated from South Central America to Canada for freaking, since the last pole flipped, and then some freaking opportunists come in and want to freaking build walls and stop that freaking migration, and you're messing with nature, and it's just like there's karma that comes with that, and ready, set, here it comes, folks. Karma's not a bitch, you are. You're the one that does the shit to make the karma. I'm speaking to me too. I'm talking to me too. I do it too. I spot it. I got it. That's why I get so mad when I see crap in other people, because I'm like, how am I like that, guys? But I am, because we're all the same. We're just different. We're just different little parts of the mirror on the disco ball. Hi, Paul. Hi, Mel. Hi, Julianne. So romper room. Romper room. I see. She never said Marge in Romper Room. That was a show on the 70s. See, I'm a freaking entertainment hub. A magnet for. I'm like a database because stuff that they don't have there, I watched on TV. And then when you go back and watch stuff that you haven't seen since you were a small little freaking computer processor. The stuff you see as well. I did that a couple years ago. I went back and watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I'm like, no wonder I'm a freaking engineer and I wear bow ties, and this is all the stuff, the frequency of what I come from, and people are drawn to that, and I'm pretty excited for people that just, not really care about gender. I mean, yeah, it's there as an identifier, but so is having brown eyes, and some people have herpes. So, none of it is relevant to the vibration of what there's, well, to the vibration of what they the course of action, what they set their lives, and people are changing the course of action right now. There's a lot of a lot of people that are doing 180s, a lot of people that have lived an egotistical way that are going to step into their light. At the same time, there's a lot of people that have been trying to live in their integrity that are going to freaking be like, oh, it's going to be easier, let me just sell my soul and make a lot more money, and they're going to step into their shadow. It's whatever your free will designates. We're autonomous beings. People have it in them. Don't do that. It's not the right thing to do. Or do that. That's right. That's the right thing to do. I do it, and people have looked at that to my detriment, because I freaking worked so hard to go in the Air Force to get a college degree and make it all happen in 6 years, and then I built a pretty decent life for myself, and then I moved out here, couldn't get a job, then figured out I couldn't get a job because I couldn't leave my mom, then had to freaking figure stuff out, because now I gotta make sure now it's not, this life ain't just about me, and more, and I believe in communal living, and I don't like people when they put their parents in a home, and then it's like, and then they freaking charge like $3,000 to freaking like $8,000 to live in those places, and that's just greedy and gross. And it's just like, they took care of you the first 18 years of your life, whatever they did, or and I understand, I got a parent that I don't talk to, and it ain't healthy to do that. I made peace with it. I did everything I tried for years and years, and that's the thing is relationships are positive, negative, it's like the bank accounts. It's like anything you add to, you got to put some in, you got to take some out. This is not my analogy. This is, I can't remember. I did look it up one day. I found it one day. Can't remember the man's name. Anyway, but sometimes you got, you got relationships with people that you're just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and they're not giving nothing back. But you think that they're giving something back. It's your perception of it, but the reality of it is they're laughing at you. They don't care, and you generally care about them. So people are figuring it out. People are figuring out who the energy vampires are, and I think that at one point they wanted to care, but sometimes they lost something. Something happens in people. Sometimes it's a trauma. Sometimes it's, usually it's related to a traumatic event more often than not. Sometimes if their psyche's real small, they can just be something, they didn't get a toy for their birthday that they wanted, and then they just became a little bitch for the rest of their... I mean, who knows? We have free will. People choose how they want to behave. So, Mom tried to teach me to live in my integrity my whole life. She's drilled it into me, that and emotional control, and it's been in my favor. Because I'm passionate, I'm fire, and I'm fury. And I know that when my explosive energy goes, I may never put my hand on a person out of violence. Nope, unless it was self-defense. Not first, no. You don't touch people out of love either, without consent either, by the way. You just don't touch people. I think it's kind of interesting that it's an article the other day, more kids are not having sex. It's good. It's good. Sex is supposed to be something that is between two consenting people, adults, ideally, and there's karmic consequences that are related to that, and people have taken it too willy-nilly, and they've been chasing sensations for too long, and they just makes them more and more empty. It takes them farther away from the feelings of intimacy of what they are seeking. So kids are figuring that out. They're not figuring it out. They already know it. And I'm just like, yeah, So I'm cool that I always get dumped. I'm the dumpy. I don't get in a lot of relationships because people always say one thing and do another. I did find one person that's pretty congruent. She's pretty solid in her words, so we'll see. It's been kind of up and down. It's a wild story. What are you gonna do? You like who you like. Anyway, I've been yammering for a long time, I think. So I was just, sometimes I like to send people messages, the energy's going to be fiery this week, man. It's going to be fury, it's going to be fire, and for those of people that have stuffed their fury, fire, and passion, and when I think about those people, I'm thinking about, like, the Leos and the Capricorns and stuff like that, they're just, like, unless they're balanced. If you're balanced, anybody that's balanced right now, you're just going to sit back and watch the show. I'm talking about the folks that freaking don't got no idea of what's going on. Those are the folks you need to be very, really, really careful of. Because their psychos their psyches are fragile, and sometimes when a psyche becomes fragile, it doesn't take much and they combust. And you don't know what they're going to do. And based on their frame of reference and their history, now if you have if that happens to like a middle-aged dad with 3 kids, I mean, we see it act out. It's all over the news. You see stories every day of how people aren't boding well. So, what can you do? Meditate. Take the time for yourself to get yourself down to your point zero. So whatever happens out there, you know that you got that peace in you. You know that you carry the peace in you. You gotta make it in you and then take it out in the world. So when you run into havoc, then you can be the peace in the world. It ain't gonna be a fun job, but somebody's got to do it. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.